So I'm going to tell you how to hire your first killer salesperson. And this is so important. And I did this all wrong my first time around at Robley when we figured out that we had to actually sell using phones. I got some interns from NYU, basically whoever would sign up. I was writing scripts for these people knowing nothing about sales. My co-founder, James, and I were actually scared of calling people ourselves personally and having other people call them more than once a week, like instead of like 3 times a day or whatever, which cold calling does. And I maintained my status as the actual and spiritual leader of the sales force for our entire sales operation. But like there was a point when we had 38 salespeople and I was sitting in the middle of the room of closers, like with a headset on, listening to demos, doling them out, giving sales advice that I wasn't even equipped to give. And it was exhausting and we were like not optimized and it was just the wrong way to go about doing it. Now, this time around with Get Emails, I had a killer salesperson named Diana Ross before it even started. We were working on another project before, and how I got her to join our team was I was listening to this podcast of this guy called Nathan Latka. His podcast is called Latka. SaaS people get on this podcast and they disclose everything about their financials, which is just crazy. I've been on there before. I was on there about a year ago. And this guy, Ross Paquette, with a company called Maripost, which Robley was like sort of in the same space, but not competitive at all. He was on there and he was saying he got $9,000 per month per customer. And at Robley, I was getting like 55 or 60 at the time. And I was just like, how is that possible? What does this guy know that I do not? And like, of course you can't just like email Ross Paquette and have him tell you all the secrets. It's not how it works. So what I did was I went to LinkedIn, I searched for all of his former salespeople, and I wrote them all direct messages saying that I was starting a mid-market marketing automation company and I was looking for a paid advisor for sales and marketing. And it just so happened that this woman named Diana Ross, who is now my co-founder, she was in between. She had an agency that was her gig at the time, and she was happy to sort of talk to me and get paid. And, you know, we start off in a consulting role, and I learned a lot. We actually, you know, the journey is always long. We thought that there was an opportunity because Maripost was like moving even more up to sort of capture this market above the market we were in. She joined full time. We tried at that. It didn't work. And then, you know, fortune took us to this path that we are on now in Get Emails. But there's a few lessons that I learned from this whole experience that I would like to share. Diana was the top performer in all of her jobs. She was basically the only other salesperson at Maripost besides Ross that sold anything. And she herself was more productive than the 25 other people that they had on staff. So lesson number 1 is hire the top performer and you will be happy that you did. These people, it is the only way that they know how to do things is to be absolute killers at the job. And they are so unbelievable when they're on your squad. You just can't even imagine how much better than someone who is not the best they are. And if you want to really get a top level person in your early on, I would try to get them to consult a little first and like feel what it feels like in your organization and get to know you as a person, because nobody who is truly amazing, if you're super early on, is going to just like take the leap. And if I look through our executive team, literally every single person on it, and it's 7 people, they started as consultants to us in some way. So if you want to punch above your weight or whatever, I think consulting is like a great route to go. And just like reach for the stars with these people, right? And number 3, a great place to look is look at your space and pick off from the competition. Try to figure out who the best sales reps are at the other shops that you're at, the other shops that are competing in your space, and grab the best person from them if you can. The best salesperson is worth so much more than an average salesperson, and you typically don't pay them anywhere near the amount above what an average salesperson would be. So just, if you can, find these people, the best that there are. My name's Adam Robinson. I'm founder and CEO of retention.com. I talk about my entrepreneurial journey. I talk about email a lot. And yeah, that is how you hire a killer salesperson. Signing off.